Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Friday live stream, ad-free live stream, I should say. Now, if you're here for the first time, my name is Tyler. I am super glad that you decided to join us this morning. I'm going to be here to help navigate you through the wild world of day trading futures. And during these live streams, I'm going to be breaking down live price action, my trading bias, and real-time trades to give you a front row seat to all the action. No fluff, just the good stuff. Now, if you're watching this after the stream, you can jump right to the key moments using the chapter markers below. Just yesterday, we took about 5 or 6 trades yesterday, and I marked every single one of them if you would like to go back and watch those from yesterday's live stream. So there you'll find all the trades that I've taken along with the detailed explanation so you can learn exactly what I was thinking and why. Now, for those of you looking to up your game in your futures trading and ready to take the next step, I got a special discount for you and for my community. You can use the code DTJ, which I will drop in the chat for you to use to get 80% off of your next Apex evaluation account. That will give you a 25K funded or eval account for $29. There's the link right there for $29, and you can be on your way to get a funded account, which they allow you to pull out $25,000, 100% of it without giving Apex anything. So there is a funded fee of $85 to get your funded account, and then you're pretty much golden. So for $85 plus $29, you're looking at $105, $114. You can begin taking payouts as early as soon as you can earn basically about $3,000. $3,000 with a trailing drawdown, you can begin making money. It's super straightforward. It's not super simple if you don't know what you're doing. But that's going to be all down in the description, all the codes, links down in the description below this video. So with that, let's go ahead, open in prayer, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. Father, we thank you for the opportunity we have to sit in front of our computers during this time. Not everybody has that opportunity. Father, I'm thankful that we have the ability to produce wealth, that ability you've given us. So, Father, we honor you with today's price action, and we receive what you have for us, Father. We reject the idea of greed. We reject selfish ambition. And, Father, we renounce any fear that may creep into our heart that could cause us to be fearful in taking trades. Father, we trust your leadership, and we trust the plan that you have for our lives. In Jesus' name, amen. Good morning, everyone. Josh, Viking, George, Chester, Villainous, Deborah. How you guys doing this morning? Glad to have you. We are about to mark up our charts. This is what I always do pre-market. And we got about 5 minutes left, so I'm going to touch on what I've already done because I typically do that before I start. I've put in my previous day high. I put in my previous day low. I've marked our new day opening gap. There was really no gap, so I just marked the level so I know where it's at. I mark midnight open, our London low, which is after 3 o'clock a.m. New York Standard Time, and our high that was created before 5 p.m. New York Standard Time. We can see that both levels have been ran already, and at this point, we still have our very first fair value gap from Thursday's price action that I'm leaving up here because it has been a significant level as far as yesterday's trading goes. We have 930's price that I'm going to keep on here because it was never tagged. And then I have our previous day high and then a few other previous day highs that are marked out here as well. Let me zoom out here and grab those. And then above that, we got more previous day highs and the final portion of our daily fair value gap that has not been filled yet, sitting right there in this green box. We'll see if that actually happens, see if we're able to fill that. But right now we see the market having a little bit of a displacement. Let's see if that displacement turns into anything. Really, if I'm going to look for lower prices, this 5-minute level right here is going to have to break. We've had quite a reaction here on the 1 minute. We've grabbed the liquidity here. We haven't even opened yet, so I'm very interested to see what kind of price reaction we may be getting here. As far as news goes, what do we got for news for today? I don't think we had anything major. Let me pull up FX calendar. We got Friday morning. We have building permits at 8:30 and housing stats. This is going to explode higher, it seems. This is a beautiful price reaction. Let's see if it actually will give it to us here. I don't think I can take that. I don't even think I'm completely set up yet. We got 2 minutes till open. I'm not taking anything premature. You could, but I'm not. I'm trading with my funded accounts, and I'm not going to take any cray stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't know what I'm saying. But this would be a great eval account. At least to these highs. And you could probably go to the high of this fair value gap. Based on that reaction. Is it going to give it to us? Alright, I'll read this. Okay, we did not close that. So no close. I did end up passing another account yesterday. The afternoon price action was incredible. It was incredible. It was amazing. So ended up passing that. Now, if we run this low, that would be also a great move. There it is. I just called that while it's happening. 9:30. That is a very volatile opening. All right, folks, let's hit 15. No, we need to get to 20 likes. Hit to 20 likes, and then we will be green lit for sharing the trades on screen. I'll be calling it out, telling you guys what I'm looking at, but if you want to see it on screen, let's hit that like button. Good morning, Jason, Alkai, Charles, Sandra, Max. Good to have you guys this morning. I enjoy seeing you guys' name up there. Quite the opening. Quite the opening, I must say. Quite the opening for sure. I have everything set up. I'll be doing, again, I've gotten comfortable with 5 micros. I'm not going to lie. I've gotten comfortable. I think there'll be a point where I'll be expanding from that, but I had a phenomenal day yesterday on accident. It was on accident. I was intending to trade my eval account, and I was on a funded account, and I racked it up $1,700. When I realized that, I literally was like, what did I just do? I was taking... You guys know how I trade my eval account sometimes, but price action was just so nice. Okay, I need to stop talking. I just realized I haven't done a couple things here. Let's mark our 9:30 price here. There's 9:30. And let's check out our opening range gap, which we are already moving into. This is our opening range gap. And we have a total of roughly 70 handles, which is nice. So that makes for a potential nice draw on liquidity lower right here. But look, I need you to note how big these candles are. These candles are large. So you could easily get wrecked. Oh, there it is. I did that incorrectly. We just hit the midpoint of this opening range gap here. These are very large. These are 10 handle. The distance between this level and this level is 10 handles. So these are large. Okay? 929, 930. We're still waiting for our first fair value gap for the morning. I am going to watch this fair value gap right here. It is 15 handles or so. Judas, good morning. Yeah, I mean, you know what's crazy is I racked it up $1,700 and I was trading 2 minis on my funded account. And I'm like, when I realized what I did, I was like, holy cow. Thank you, Lord. This is a mitigation block. It's not a breaker. Mitigation. It still can work out. Nice, a little, probably pump lower. London price is sitting down here. We've already ran London lows, but we'll still mark it. I'm not 100% sure yet, Judas. I will be figuring out what my bias is. Right now, I'm watching the opening range, see if we get anything. We have this midnight open down here. Do I have those on or off? We have a new week opening gap from the 14th, which is the weekly. I wondered why we were pausing there. So this is interesting. This is our new week opening gap from Friday's trading to Sunday's open. Right here. Just a little less than a week ago. I think we might see some higher prices. At least to above this first fair value gap. That's my initial what I want to see happen. If we can close above this fair value gap, this is the first fair value gap from yesterday. We still have not had our first fair value gap for this morning's trading. This is a 5-minute. I was watching this 5-minute to see if we were going to close below it. I said if we closed below this 5-minute, I'd be more bearish, and we did. But at the same time, here's my only caveat to what I said, is we swept this low at the same time. Sweeping a low and closing below a fair value gap kind of, in my mind, cancels this fair value gap out. It doesn't mean we can't go lower, but my initial impression is, well, we could go the other way. And we have support to give us evidence that we might want to see the other way. We have the new week opening gap. We have the opening range, the midpoint of the opening range tagged. We got 930 open that hasn't been tagged. We have the first fair value gap from yesterday and 930 price from yesterday, and multiple previous day highs that have not been tagged. That's on the daily. So here's what the daily looks like. All these levels are sitting nice right here with this daily fair value gap sitting above. So we literally could wick into this daily fair value gap, not close above it by the end of today, and still be bearish long term. On a weekly perspective, we are right at the weekly opening price. So it's 50-50 as far as where we could end up. Judas, you literally just, I said that and saw your comment. Nice job. We are doing that exact thing. Which means we need to be just a little more careful and patient. We tagged the 5-minute fair value gap right here. Let's see if we expand lower from that. Still no first fair value gap or anything, so we're still sitting tight. We want to see fair value gaps because that tells us potential expansion. We don't want to trade in consolidation. How's my volume, guys? Is it loud enough for you guys? And are you guys able to hear the background music? I kind of put it on for me, but sometimes you guys are able to hear it. Thanks, Jason Chester. Good. Ingrid, good morning. Ted, good morning. I don't think I said good morning to you yet. Enjoy having you on, Jason. Might get our first fair value gap here. I don't want to see this high taken. I would like us to not tag this, close here, and be able to play that run. Doesn't look like we're going to get that. Technically, that's been ran. It still could be pushed higher, though. Let's see what the 30-second looks like. Yeah. Nothing there. Deborah, give me the time. Give me a little more detail so I can kind of pick it out. It has to be in context. I need to see it in context of the charts. So I am not taking this because we swept this small high right here. Even though we closed above it, we ran the high. It invalidates my inversion, the inversion model that I use. We are rejecting potentially 930. Let's see what happens with this 930 price. And at the same time, we have created our first fair value gap right here. So I'm going to get rid of that because we've already swept that high and I don't care about it anymore. At 920, there's a 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Okay. And then what do we have inside it? Is it on a lower time frame? No. I see this 5-minute fair value gap. This is the 5-minute bearish fair value gap you're referring to, I believe. From this high to this low. And what fair value gap is inside that? Yes. I think I have an answer for you though. The higher time frame is always superior to lower time frame. I think we might have our answer on which way we want to go here. Sweep of this high, rejected 930 open. If we're aggressive when we close below this, this will be a beautiful trade. I'm not saying we're getting it, but I'm already thinking ahead. Rejection of 930 price. I want to see an expansion lower at this point. We want to see first it come, we want to see the midpoint of this fair value gap violated. meaning I want to see the candle close at least below here. And then next thing I want to look for is a close below. If we get the close below, we can target this swing low down here, the new day opening, new week opening gap. We can target potentially the London low, the low of the new week opening gap, or the opening range gap low. All of these are potential targets. This is just the swing high that's sitting inside that fair value gap. Bearish SMT, Joe? That sounds good. That's a good sign. For those of you that don't know what an SMT is, means this made a higher high right here. Well, no, you said off of Asia lows. NQ failed. On the low side. So you're saying this is a bullish in SMT. So you think higher prices. Okay, we'll see. I don't even know what we got here. We also have an SMT on the bullish side. I like this to the downside here. If it's gonna give it to us. We're a little low. I want it retraced a little bit. If it just prints lower, I won't take it. I need it to come back up. It's a little low. I want to see how aggressive it wants to be. Now I want to see it reject right here.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
We're moving stop to break even.
Order submitted.
Okay, got tapped out there. When we retrace all the way, I'm going to explain why I moved my stop to break even sooner. When we retraced all the way up here and we started rejecting it, the last thing I want to see is it come back up here. If it's going to come back up this direction, I will be stopped out at break even. That is fine with me because we could see this begin to move in that direction. So this is technically still, according to the rules, a valid trade, but just on order flow and how I like to see things happen, that's why I move my stop to break even. Now, if we reject this and we decide not to go anywhere, I might look at this and play it.
Order submitted.
I'll go back into this. Again with a quick
Order submitted.
Oh, don't do me one of these. We're at 30. I want to see if we expand. If we expand here, it needs to retrace right here. Nope, looks like we're gonna get stopped out. All right, there's a loss, folks. This candle got me. This candle, son of a gun. I don't care if it collapses on me. I'm not taking it. I can't. We're respecting the midpoint of that fair value gap. Midpoint. Bodies are staying beneath it. I don't regret taking it. We had this right here. I mean, we swept the highs and stayed below 930 and closed below the first fair value gap. I'll take that. I will. If that closes here red, what I'm watching for is I'm seeing if we're going to close above this fair value gap. See if it actually, if I saved myself on a bigger loss. And it looks like I did. There's a close above this fair value gap. But I'm not taking anything till I see that price action wants to be clean. Right now it's not clean. This, I mean, everything up before this right here told me beautiful price action. So at this point I'm sitting and waiting. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, we're kind of ranging back and forth here. I mean, it's not terrible. It's just like, it's waiting. Waiting to explode one way or the other. Yeah, I mean, we are, I mentioned if we look at the weekly, this is our weekly candle. Not a lot of wicks on both ends here. On the daily, we're going to run one of these highs. I mean, more than likely, one, either the low or the previous day high is going to be ran. At this point, I don't know. I could totally see this as a Judas. All of this as a Judas, and everything above midnight open is a Judas swing, and we expand lower to the previous day low. I can also see us using below 930 as our manipulation and expanding higher to our previous day high. So I see both sides of it. So I'm a little uncertain on bias at the moment. We don't have really a TGIF this week, Judas. One of the requirements for a Judas is to have a full-bodied weekly candle that retraces to 20%. So we don't have that. We got a doji candle. Oh, 100%. I just don't know if I would call it a TGIF. Because that's one of ICT's actual models where it goes from a weekly full-bodied candle that retraces to 20 to 30%. But you totally can get run-ups and sell-offs on Friday. Whoops, I don't know what I clicked there. Another tag at 9:30. Followed by a rejection. Let's see if it wants to pass through this or not. I don't know if they, Sandra, it will allow you to put it in here. You can drop, you're welcome to drop the link. Drop the link, and if there's if I have to approve something, I can, if people want to see that. The thing about the ICT community that trade ICT concepts is that there's so many people out there that are willing to give the concepts away for free, and just, it's a great community overall. It has its negatives, but for sure. You might be correct. Oh my gosh, am I tagged on the wrong 930? Am I taking the wrong analysis? Holy cow. I wouldn't have taken the trade that I took. Maybe. I can see myself taking that trade still. But dang it, come on. Thank you, Ted. I think I was a little too quick on my trying to get everything marked. It went a little too fast. You guys got any plans for the weekend? Today's Friday. I didn't see a FOMC speaker. 12:10? I don't think so. I mean, it's not going to prevent me from trading. It's a weird time, 12:10. Yeah. I just know I'm not going to do anything inside this. I need it to give me some displacement one way or the other. This is kind of a little annoyed that I didn't have the 930 price marked correctly. I wouldn't have taken that. I really did like that sweep. We went here. I took the short here. I probably would have taken this still. I think that's a legit loss that I took. I'm okay with the loss that I took. Am I okay with getting back in when it came back down here? I'm 50-50 on that. because we basically would have tagged this 930 price also coming into this inversion fair value gap to go short. That, man, that should have ran. That should have just dropped. Okay. Finally getting some expansion here. It's 10:07. What happened to my daily fair value gap? Or my... Did I delete that? Look at that precision right there from yesterday's first fair value gap. Isn't that crazy? That's to the tick, guys. Still, now it makes me look at this displacement as nothing. Like, I won't consider that at all for anything. It does infer that we may see higher prices. I'll say that much. This is a high noon. That basically says buy side liquidity previous day 12 p.m. For me, this weekend, I'm planning on watching the Husker game. I got my son's final 4th grade tackle football game. My younger son's final game flag football game. And so it's going to be full of football weekend. And then I'll probably hang out with my extended family. I'm a big family guy. I enjoy hanging out with my family. I would say that's the one thing that's keeping me in the Midwest. If it wasn't for my family, I'd probably move to like Texas, Florida. Honestly, it'd be Texas or Florida, to be honest. I think Arizona would be a little too dry for me. California, a little too liberal for me. And tax-wise, sucks. You know, I've thought about... if you move to Puerto Rico, just a little tax tip for you guys out there. If you guys start making it huge on trading allows you to move anywhere. You could actually move to Puerto Rico. Now, the great thing about Puerto Rico is they have only one income tax, and it is a 4% income tax. Meaning the only tax you pay on your income is 4%. The requirement, though, is you have to live there 6 months of the year. My wife and I went on vacation there for one of our anniversary trips, and that would totally be doable. It's beautiful. I don't know what side I'd be on. I'd probably be on the north side of the island to avoid hurricanes and all that crap. I'd want to be up on a hill too. Would want to avoid all the floods. Oh, that's totally a fair tax, Charles. All right. It's totally a fair tax. So my wife wants to do homeschool. She wants to homeschool. And I think as the world gets darker and they keep pushing this transgender movement and requiring it to be taught in schools, the more likely we're going to be leaving the school system. Thankfully, the school system we're in right now is extremely conservative, and they don't do anything like that. They barely celebrate Halloween, which we don't touch Halloween with a 10-foot pole. It's literally a demonic holiday. And pretend and play games, dress up in costumes, and say, oh, it's just for fun. Yeah, right. We won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Tad, you homeschool? How long have you guys been doing that? Ted, you homeschool? We homeschool. Our daughter and my son wanted more social interaction. So, yeah, so there's so many options now from what I know. And my biggest concern with homeschool was my middle son, the one that plays football, is extremely talented in the athletic realm, and I was as well in high school and middle school. I was a natural athlete, and my biggest concern was, well, I don't want to take him out of that competitive atmosphere. Well, I found out that you can opt your kids into one class at high school or even in the middle school level, have them take one class, and they would qualify for sports in that school district. So they could still play the sports and do all that kind of stuff, which was a big, wow, okay. I guess I can't rule out, because I haven't been for homeschool that much, and I really wasn't a fan of having my wife wanting to teach them, because just how her brain works, and it would be a lot. It would be a huge commitment. So I've leaned and moved towards it more over the years. So we got 3 homeschoolers on here. It's just started this year, Tad. That's great. Josh, going on 11 years. How many kids do you have? I got 3. Six. That's amazing. We were fostering 2 little kids. Just they left our home back in May, and we were planning on adopting them. So we would have had 5 kids, a little boy and a little girl. I have 3 boys. I really wanted a girl. So my wife and I just actually started the conversation back up again about fostering more kids. And so I'm like, okay, that's fine. My only requirement is I want to foster a little girl. It has to be a girl. If there's going to be another child in this house, it's going to be a girl. Sandra, planning on leaving California next year. I think it's absolutely insane. And they passed allowing sex changes for children without parental consent. Am I correct in that? Just guys, we're just gabbing back and forth because there's literally nothing happening in the charts. If you're trying to trade this, you're going to struggle on profitability. Okay? Do not trade this. You need to wait. We'll know. You'll know. You'll know when it's time to pay attention. What people mistake as it's time to pay attention as it's, oh, I'm missing a move. No, that's your cue to start paying attention. It's not your cue to, oh crap, I missed the trade. Like for example, this candle right here. If this candle just kept on dropping, I remember I would be like, oh crap, I missed it. No. Change that from, oh crap, I missed it, to, all right, it's time to pay attention. Where do I see my model? That's what you need to change to instead of thinking that you're missing a move, because even if it drops like a rock right here, there is zero opportunity. Okay, take that back. Not zero. There is a breaker right here. There's a small breaker right there. Yes, you could play that, but I'm not playing this after I've seen all this. It can run without me. There'll be another opportunity. Okay, we did sweep the highs. Yes, we did. We swept it at 1010. We did leave a fair value gap and came up into it, but I'm seeing all of this and I'm like, I don't want to mess around with this. So I guess you could say we did miss one, but I personally wouldn't have taken that. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to get out of this range. I don't want to be in this range. This price leg from this low to this high, I need to get out of this because there is not a single fair value gap open in any of this. Do you see anything? Do you see anything in this price leg right here? From this low to this high, where is our opportunity as far as expansion and displacement? Right here, but it was already taken. We took the trade and it failed against us. The only obvious potential move failed on us. I don't regret taking the trade. That's part of the game. But this right here, guys, is just, you got to pick your battles. Pick, you know, we tell each other, pick the battles, pick the arguments in marriage. Which one you want to actually stand, put your ground. Pick the battle. This is not a battle you want to fight. Don't fight in this battle. Jason, you made the exodus to Texas. What part of Texas? I've visited Dallas. I visited Houston. They're just, I think they're almost too big. They're too big. I don't think I would want to be there. It would probably have to be a place like Austin, somewhere north of there. Oh yeah, you told me the Fort Worth area. I remember that. Yeah, there's a lot. And if there's any type of chaos, you know, any world type disaster and chaos starts ensuing, the last place I'd want to be is in a city. So if you're 30 minutes outside a city, I think that's better than being inside the city. Jason, and it's taxed too? Oh, so they pay for sex changes out of the tax system, and they use your tax money. That's just... My wife and I were literally laying in bed last night, laughing at how insane these things sound. It is literally insane. Like, I didn't think 10 years ago we would be where we are today. That a man thinking... Not just gay, but thinking that they were supposed to be a woman and willing to chop anything off. You know what I'm saying? Just we are. I can tell you, we're going to be a light in a dark world. That's for sure. If this really was a breaker, I would really want it to see it expand lower right now. But not another single expansion. No fair value gaps. Even if this is and plays out, this is not what I want to be in. I don't want to be in this. No bueno. Josh. Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be soon. Next month, next month, next month. I better not be shut down. They'll give me some type of warning. If all these other commentary channels can talk about it, I should be able to talk about it, right? Mister, I want it to run higher. To be honest, I don't care which way. I just know it can't be right here. I don't care which way it wants to go. It will expand one way or the other. I'm just waiting for that confirmation because we already took a trade. The only legitimate potential setup I've seen that had any legs to it, and it failed. I think that's, Sandra, insane. It's just insane. So, hence why we have considered homeschooling. It has definitely become very popular. Way more popular than it has ever been. I mean, I know loads of people that do it. For those of you joining and just popping in, I know this isn't the epitome of what this entire week has looked like. Like the first hour of trading has looked like this. It has not been the best. Thank you, mister. Judas, 15-minute. What do we got here? Let me mark this 15-minute level here. Judas, I'm just making sure M15 is the 15-minute, correct? Oh, yes. Okay, so we are talking about the same thing. You're not in the States, are you, Judas? I don't know. Do you want me to call you Judas or Joe? I think I prefer Joe. I think that's why okay. When you said M15, I'm like, that's a model of a potential car or a gun. Probably shouldn't say that either, should I? Big blobarooski. 15-minute fair value gap sitting up here. We're in the discount portion of it. Still this daily or this first fair value gap from last week. We got our first fair value gap from this week. Even though we've gone below it and above it, we still will use that. I mean, we're still using this one from yesterday. This one hasn't been broken through yet, so that's why this one's more significant, but where you at, Joe? I think you mentioned it. I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget because I ask a lot of people that. What part of the world are you in? You got a crazy guy over there. He likes to wear capes. All right, notice these relatively equal highs right here. Okay, they're still in line with this breaker. We'll still mark this. Now, the more we respect this breaker, the more potential I would like it. If I was to say what I want to see happen, I would, at this point, maybe come to the midpoint of this wick, break higher, no close, just a nice large wick, and then a move lower like that with a nice fair value gap right there. That would be nice. That's what I would want to see. Now it's 9:30. Excuse me, 10:30 and 17 seconds. This is where we get a manipulation. So again, I'm treating this potential as a manipulation. It doesn't have to be. It could close right above this. It could close above this fair value gap. Did not close. Let's see where this candle, if it's just a nice little wick and then another close inside the fair value gap, and then what does it leave? It leaves a fair value gap right here. So now with what I'm seeing, hey, time to start paying attention. It does not mean I'm missing a move. It means I'm paying attention. And I don't care if it goes lower or higher. At this point, I really don't know where we're going to go. I don't. And it's slightly annoying. Because if you don't know where it's going to go, you should honestly stay out. Okay, here's our fair value gap. So far, everything that I've mentioned is playing out. Let's see if we can get a close below that. I think I would consider that. I think so. I mean, I literally did mark it out 3 minutes ago on exactly what I wanted to see happen. So let's see if it happens. There's our tag of the consequent encroachment of that fair value gap. Doesn't look like we're going to get it on that candle. And it looks like we're going to close above. If we close above this, we probably are moving higher. Okay. I'm not taking that, but that is an entry to this high. Actually, not even that high. Is that? Yeah, not even that high. It would have to be this high. I do like how small the fair value gap is, or the size of it. Meaning we're looking at 4 handles in size. So the risk is relatively small. But we're still inside this range, and we really haven't to me, I see this as a Judas swing, so I'm not really interested in the higher prices yet. I would need to really see it leave this area for me to be confident. That's not the case right here. All these series of down closed candles were nice and large. I think I'm going to take this. The 30-second also is legitimate, so we could go off of the 30-second as well. If I'm wrong on this, I will be done for the day. I'm not going to take more than 2 losses. No close below. This is the micro account. If you look at regular minis, we did not close below, so that's not a trade. I thought we were going to get that after that push. If it's not going to go lower, I really don't want it to close below. Because I'm probably taking this. I mean, it's doing everything I want. It ran buy-side liquidity. We have reason potentially to go lower. We have low resistance liquidity here. There's not a single fair value gap, just a bunch of swing lows. Break even would have to be if we run this low right here. Order block inside the fair value gap is 100% good. I just don't like how there's 40 seconds left. We need to drop down to the 30-second potentially. All right, I'm going to take that there on the 30-second.
Submitted.
Needs to run this low here. I'm not liking this initial reaction here at all. Next time it gets below, I will be closing or moving my stop to break even. Seeing if we can get another push lower here. I want to see us run below this level here without coming back up. If we can get a large expansion here, I probably could hold down I'd probably be willing to hold down to this low, but I need to see it expand here. Son of a gun. That's gonna get stopped. No, I know I didn't take profit. I didn't take profit, and I could have. That was a smart move, Ted. That was probably the smart move. I had 60 ticks from my last loss, and I'm like, well, at least a minimum I need to get that. All right, there's a retest. That is aggressive. Now, last time I tried this, it failed, and I got hurt. So I will not be doing that. Now, knowing that it's seek and destroy, I should have set aside my pride for a bigger move and taken the 10 handles. 100%. That's what I should have done. What's up, bud? You've read your book as well? What'd you read? Okay. Practice your drums, and then do you have your trumpet here? Okay, you didn't practice yesterday because I was letting your lips rest. You can practice trumpet today too. Okay? Boy, oh boy, do I feel glad not to re-enter on that. That's straight up manipulation crap here. Yeah, we got 5 minutes. So we got 5 minutes. I'm going to use the restroom real quick here, folks. You know what? Overall, I'd say I'm grateful for the break even. I'm grateful for the break even. I do have an appointment today, guys, at 11:30 New York time. So I'm going to have to probably cut loose here in about 25, 30 minutes or so. Yep. Sandra, that's the right answer. Walk away. There is a value when you're first learning, having that liquidated, your personal drawdown limit, daily limit, or daily drawdown limit. Yeah. DLL. That is valuable because it forces you to get off. Eventually, you got to get to the point where you can internally make yourself do that, not have an external factor that prevents you from doing anything. It's a great place to start, not a place you want to stay very long. Stock Magician. You know, sitting right now, that 10 handles would have been nice. Way to go, Deborah. Way to go. I mean, when you see it, might being patient might actually be turning off the charts and waiting till Monday. But let's go back to that conversation I had about waiting for the displacement and that triggering you to say now, okay, it's time to pay attention. We felt that right here. We had an idea of it doing this. I called it out. I wrote it out. 4 minutes. Let's see. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes before it actually happened. I outlined this idea to run this low here and preferably this low here. And so far, this has been the only other option I've seen that I was willing to take a chance on. Because I had the setup in mind. I saw the signatures and price that told me, hey, this is worth the opportunity. It worked out. I just didn't take the profit. I moved my stop to break even, wanting this low to be ran. And we didn't get it. Oh, you bet. Yep, I feel you on that one. There's been many days low, I'm tired, and it's like when you click the button, you kind of wake up and, you know, you're engaged more. Totally get it. All right, so far, as we're seeing price play out here, price is looking more bullish. We just had a new 15-minute candle form, and we're in the 11 a.m. macro. I don't see any signatures in price as of yet. One that could form here is a breaker, a bullish breaker, if we go with the idea of higher prices. We also have this bearish breaker right here that technically is still in play. This whole body, usually the midpoint, a close above the midpoint would be my, all right, I'm not going to give it too much more attention. But that midpoint is still being respected by the bodies. So we got, again, low probability environment. I might be willing just to take my one loss and we'll call it a day. We will give it another 15 to 20 minutes and we will make that conclusion. We will make a conclusion on if it's going to be a crappy day or not. It doesn't mean you can't come back in the afternoon. You might get something better in the afternoon. If you guys want something to chew on this weekend, I'm going to give you guys a verse. So part of the academy that I'm putting together, this piece of paper right here has been a huge part of my trading journey. It is the collection of maybe 15 different verses that have had a huge impact on my life. And this has been it's been a huge impact. I'm going to be putting these individual verses in my academy, and I'm going to be talking about how they have impacted me, how I interpret them, and so forth. But I'm going to give you a juicy one. That you guys can look into if you want, because this one here has been one of the cornerstone verses for my journey. Second Peter chapter 1 verse 3 and 4. Check it out. All right, it is 1050. Let's see if we're going to get a displacement. Not a single fair value gap in here. That doesn't count. That volume imbalance, yeah, but I'm not going to trade off it. There's a volume imbalance here and here that price could reach down into. So, or you can leave. Leave. You're welcome to hang out here, but this is what I will be talking about. So we have this fair value gap right, or this volume imbalance right here, and a volume imbalance right down here. Let's see if it wants to wick. This one already wicked into. Let's see if it wants to reach for these and decide what it wants to do after that. All right, so look at how the expansion candles, where did the wick, as it expands, look where the candle stops. These are the things that you just want to pay attention to, because it could just reverse right here. This is why you always need to look left. You need to look left and see what's going on over here, what has happened, to figure out what may come. as we get larger, I will be having some type of moderator for those that are here. Because, all right, look how we wicked below this here. Wick below. I don't care if you don't believe in what I talk about, but I will tell you that what I will not stand for is mockery. You can be respectful and disagree. Anybody can disagree with what I believe, and you can share your disagreement respectfully. But we will not have mockery of any kind in this chat, in this community. Not at all. So we swept this low, 953. I don't know. Guys, it's there's not a high probability direction in my mind right now. Yeah, 930 is right here. Totally see it, Ted. %. That's what it looks like. But I mean, I can't take a short off of it. There's literally not a single fair value gap in here that we can go off of. The only one was right here that we took. And I really don't like taking breakers without fair value gaps either. And we didn't even sweep this high. We didn't even sweep the high. I mean, there's nothing good in what we're seeing. Nice job, Diane. Bravo 3D. Everything that I teach is ICT Concepts. I did not come up with them. I learned them from ICT Concept, from Michael Huddleston, and began teaching them myself. $438, right there. I mean, it's now expanding. We can see that's pretty clear. Yeah, as soon as we close below this fair value gap, let's see how it reacts to this and the 930 price. That would be the only potential opportunity to see if it rejects. Oops. Okay, there's a close above. Let's see if it wants to run this high right here. I'm not taking it. The displacement was lower, so I'm not going to take this right here. As far, it just doesn't feel right now. The 30-second closed, but the 1 minute did not. 1 minute did not close. Let's see if it closes below this. Rejection of that. I like the way that looks.
Order submitted.
Last shot.
Order submitted.
I'm not willing to take another loss. I'm moving my stop to break even. I want to see it expand right now. Got sell side here and here. Do not stop me out. That sucks. Let's see if that's saved me. Here's our break-even point on our fair value gap. Looks like it did. Price closed below this fair value gap here, so that stop break even. That's break even. We just wicked up into the 5-minute fair value gap. I'm just marking this out. I'm not taking this long. Okay, there's the close. We got an order block. Let's see if it wants to push to this level. I mean, that's not a bad close. We just swept these highs right here. So it's not a trade I would take. Only reason I'm looking at this 4-minute is it because it's closing in 30 seconds. If it's going to be aggressive and close above this, that does have my interest to at least these highs here. Oh no, the music's on. I got music going. Maybe it's just not loud enough. There's also a volume imbalance right here. Five-minute closes. In 1 minute. Or 15 seconds, actually. Nothing. How many break-evens have we had, guys? Was it 3? Has it been 3 trades that hit 10 handles and I didn't take anything? I really need to change my expectations on days like this. I keep thinking like, oh yeah, well, oh, we now finally got something. We have to run now. Nope. Just disgusting. We do have a shot of running higher if we close above this 5-minute fair value gap though. And if we do that, well, I mean, it's straight barcodes on 15-minute. And look at that. On the hourly, it looks more bearish. And then on the 4-hour, it looks bullish. This is not a day to trade. This is not a day to trade. So we have 1 loss and 3 break-even trades. all those 3 break-even trades, I believe, gave me at least 5 to 10 handles, which would have easily covered all my losses, plus some. But I don't have much more time, folks. I'm going to have to bounce. I have an appointment with someone that wants to sell their house. So we're going to go meet with them, and then I'll probably be working on work on the academy, get some of that worked out today, and be back rocking and rolling on Monday. So I wish you guys the best. God bless you. Be safe. Have fun this weekend. Just pray blessing over you guys, and we will see you guys next week. God bless. Talk to you soon.